Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another cartoon talk. Today we're going to be doing number 84, the Gaslight District, so let's get into it. This is not my gameplay. This gameplay was specifically made by the YouTuber CJR Gaming of all the Fatal Blows and Mortal Kombat 11. I'm put the video link in the pinned comment. Now let's get back into talking about the Gaslight District. So I remember when the first teaser trailer came out for the Gaslight District, I didn't think I was going to like it. Not that it looked bad or anything, it looked really good animation-wise and the story did look really unique to me. But I remember it was something like, in this world, you can get fatal blows done to you and then heal from it because of the black hand symbol. We don't know too much about it, but we get into that later on in the video. But it was showing a bunch of like, killing and healing and stuff like that. I'm not really the most gory person in the world. I can handle it somewhat, but there are some shows I just do it way too much to where I just can't watch it. I thought the Gaslight District was gonna be like that. When I did watch episode one, I liked it. It was really good. Yeah, I still had the gore and stuff, but it wasn't really that crazy. It wasn't as crazy as I was thinking it was going to be. So I can look at it. I know you might be saying, well, you're showing Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay. That's because there's not really too many scenes I want to show in the episode. I am going to show some stuff on my TV from the episode, but it's not too many to where I guess I'll just show this for now, then I'll go to the actual episode and show some stuff from it. But yeah, it was really good. In this world, this been like at least 10,000 or so years of just immortality for humans. And the humans don't look exactly like regular humans. They're green, they're really bony. I'm assuming like most of the people, actually, when I was just rewatching the episode, just about every single person in the Gaslight District are like these bone people. I guess they're bone because they took so much damage, their flesh and skin just kind of came off, so now they're just bones, so they can still heal, but they just like skeletons walking around. But the only people with flesh that we see walking around is the main crew. Breadhead, which you don't really understand what Breadhead is. Ken, the quote, the adoptive dad of Mel, but everybody assumes that the regular dad and Mud and Mel sees the human. They're the only people with flesh that we see. Everybody, even when they go up towards the heaven part of this world, and when we see the other people, they're like robotic. So they're the only people with skin on. Maybe we might be some other people later on in this series with skin and flesh, but right now this crew is the only people with flesh and skin, which is kind of wild. I didn't really notice that the first time I watched it. Like I said, I just watched it like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, they're the only people with regular skin and flesh, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, this is random black hand symbol that lets them be able to have this immortality. Whenever you get like a fatal blow to you, you just heal from it instantly. You get like this green glow in your body whenever that happens. I did kind of notice that in the very beginning of the episode, you see that underwater there's these chains connected to the Gaslight District, and the chains look like they're connected to basically like another island that looks exactly the same, but I guess underwater, like it got flooded for some reason. Also, I kind of noticed that the Gaslight District kind of looks like a Colosseum, like the Roman Colosseum. I was trying to think about some theories that why the Black Hand gives them immortality. Also, at the very end of the episode, you do see regular looking human, like actual humans in real life, kind of worshiping that gigantic bird in the heaven realm at the near like the middle part of the episode. And the only thing I could think of is that maybe this Colosseum, these people had to fight in the Colosseum for whatever reason. I mean, it's a Colosseum, you're supposed to fight in the Colosseum, but you get what I'm saying? They had to fight in there, and they, I guess, worship this bird that was in the heaven realm, or maybe the Black Hand, to give them immortality to win the fights they needed to win. And it's just been like that forever. Now, there is a prophecy that a human is going to be born in an egg, and this human is going to have black blood, and that's going to take away the immortality. In the beginning of the episode, we find out quickly that the main character Mel sees that human with the black blood. Everybody else, whenever they bleed, they get purple blood. Well, not they don't get it; they just have it. They don't get it, but they have purple blood, and she has black blood. So she's a regular human, so she can't heal like them. But I guess she has to do something specifically because the way they talk about it in the prophecy, it kind of makes it seem like whenever the human is born, that makes the I mean that equals their immortality gets taken away. But Mel, she looks like a teenager. Either she's like 18, 17, maybe early 20s, and they still have the immortality. So it's not just her just being born that's going to take it away. I guess she has to do something specifically while being a human. What exactly? Who knows? We don't really know exactly what she has to do. But yeah, everybody's kind of looking around and getting kind of worried because every 10,000 years, this human is supposed to be born in an egg, and Mel is already born. But nobody knows that besides from her adoptive father, Ken. And he's the main guy in the what was that group called? I just watched the episode 20 minutes ago. I kind of forgot what the group was called already. I gotta pause the video. Oh, the Dreaming Dead. The Dreaming Dead. Well, actually, let me pause it because I might have gotten that wrong. Okay, it's the smiling dead, not the dreaming dead. I'm so stupid, but that's what their group is called, like the main crime family groups he's a part of with Mud, Breadhead, and Ken, the smiling dead. Sorry about that, I think the dreaming dead. But anyway, yeah, this world is like really unique. We don't really understand what the Black Hand is. We do see that symbol every time they do heal themselves in the middle of town. We do see the giant. We do see a symbol like gigantified, and we do see an eye in the middle of the symbol. Now the eye is in that symbol regardless, but the eye in the middle of town is constantly moving. So I'm like, I guess maybe that's like the main like Black Hand that they worship that gives them the immortality. Although we only have one episode, we don't really know too much just yet, but this is really interesting. They did get greenlit for like a full on series. Hopefully, I mean, if they can get it done, and usually whenever these shows come out, it's only like eight or so episodes. If they can get it done in a unique and good way, that's good. If it needs more episodes, hopefully it gets more than just 8 or 9 episodes. It was showing off some like really quick flashes of some stuff we're going to see. I am going to get to some of the unique stuff that we got to see there. One thing I do want to bring up though is I guess the brain is the main part you need to take out to get rid of immortality. I don't know. Because Ken, for some reason, I mean, yeah, for some reason, obviously in this world, everybody fights each other every now and again, so everybody's kind of hurt a unique way. But he has a butcher's knife straight in the middle of his head. Now he can heal, so that's fine. And with that in his head, he has like a switch. Every time he gets like really, really mad, we see like a switch goes off in his head, and he just starts going crazy. But I was thinking, huh? I wonder why it's like that. Obviously, he could easily get his head sticks back up so he can look better, but he keeps it like that for a specific reason. I don't know why. And then near the end of the episode, whenever he went to go meet that one dude in Paradise Lost, remember he was like, I haven't told anybody, and we saw a picture of him hatching Mel from the egg, so he knows that Mel is a human, but he killed him just to keep him silent, just in case he does talk. I mean, he said he hasn't talked about it at all, and it's been like I said, at least 20 or so years because Mel looks like she looks at least like 18, 17, maybe like 20 or 21. So he hasn't said anything, but I guess Ken killed him just in case, just to keep him silent. And I guess the one that hatched him wasn't the old bird at the very top of the stairs, but it was the bird that was inside the room he lit on fire. But after he destroyed his robotic body, and yeah, I guess they took so much damage, their whole body's gone, but the brain is still there. And he specifically ate his brain. Now we do see that flash of healing whenever he eats his brain. So I don't know if his body was healing, but Ken didn't really take any damage in that fight. It wasn't even really a fight at all. He was demolishing him, or maybe the brain is healing, but now it's inside of Ken's belly, so it's gonna constantly keep healing like the people underwater where they just died and come back, die and come back. I don't know. Then I was also thinking maybe it's just like you have to go after the brain to take away their life, even with the immortality Black Hand. Going after the brain is like a guarantee for some reason. Who knows? We don't really get too much into it. It was kind of not unique, but it was kind of interesting to me that some of the random people underground is working up into Paradise Place. Cause they call the people underground like Ken and them scum, disgusting humans. But we saw that one dude working on the cameras that Mud knew, and he looked just like everybody else on the ground. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you letting some people like that working on the cameras, but you call everybody disgusting? I mean, maybe they lead their allegiance over to like the birds and stuff, and everyone else stays on the ground for whatever reason. Who knows? Mud did say that he hates that guy a lot. That guy seemed really happy to see Mud, so maybe I just really be on Mud's part for why he hates him. Maybe he just hates him because he works up top now instead of at the bottom. I don't know. I don't really know. There was another thing I was gonna mention. I do want to get into some of the stuff that was happening in the trailer and it was showing off like hey, season one got greenlit. Well, not season one, but it got greenlit for a whole series. I didn't want to get into that because there's some unique, crazy shots in there. Oh yeah, Mel. Mel. I want to talk about Mel. She's pretty funny. I do like her as a main character. She needs to be more careful though, because she was bleeding a lot whenever the car crashed in the beginning. And I don't know. I don't know why Ken didn't go back and clean up the blood because we see like a whole crime scene like sexing off on the highway because there's a bunch of black blood all over the street. I'm like, Ken, what are you doing? I would have went back and cleaned all that up, or at least clean it when they were cementing Jack. Like what? What is he doing? Now people are gonna try to put two and two together. There was that one bird that kept look. Oh yeah, that was funny with her intel. So like an old bird in a wheelchair, and once he got up there, the intel's bad. But anyway, whenever they were cementing it, I would have been cleaning that up or something. And there was that one bird that kept looking at Mel super hard. A little like the little tiny bird. I'm like, so are those bird eyes like cameras or something? Because why are they looking at her so hard? And Mel got really nervous that the bird was looking at her. I don't know. But Mel's plan in the episode, it sounds good, but it's also kind of dumb. And she needs to be a lot more careful. I don't know why she's not more careful than she is, because we saw that whenever she got cut, she didn't notice that. So she was just chilling inside the restaurant, and Ken saw that and put the bandage back up. And if you look closely at the cut she has, her skin is white, but her face is green. So she paints her face to look like everybody else, like green skin and stuff. I didn't notice that till like, oh, I think that's the new episode. I didn't even really notice her skin was white and wasn't green until like the second or third time I watched the episode. But that was kind of funny. But her plan, like I said, it sounds good, but it's also kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. So, like I said before, in the prophecy, an egg is going to hatch with a human, and the human is going to take away the immortality in some sort of way. We don't know how, but it's going to take it away. So Mal says that she's making up this plan to Ken to go up to like the heaven realm and take and get a random egg, put the symbol up there, and then destroy it in front of the middle of the town, so nobody will have any suspicions of her being a human. I'm like, okay, that sounds good, but you're still gonna bleed. If something crazy happens, you get cut or hurt or slammed to the ground, you're still gonna bleed. So that's not really gonna solve anything. And then she said that's gonna take the heat off her. Based off the beginning of the episode, nobody even assumed that she was a human besides from Jack, because he literally saw, I mean, well, he literally saw her bleed black blood. There was nobody else that even had a suspicion of her. I mean, maybe there was, but maybe, yeah, maybe. But no, they didn't. They don't specifically mention it. But maybe there was somebody that had some sort of suspicion that she might have been a human. Maybe, but we don't really see that. So based on the beginning of the episode, nobody has any suspicion of her being a human. Only Jack, because he saw her with the blood. So like, what? Like, you don't really need to be gung ho to do this egg plan because nobody suspects you. Like what? Like that was kind of ridiculous, and it's kind of her fault. Like her looking at the magazine and getting a nosebleed like an anime. Okay, I mean, I guess she couldn't really control that. But then right after that, Ken literally said you straight up told like one person, and they spread it around, so he had to take him out. Like, what are you telling people for? You think that's gonna like you know how bad that is for everyone to find that out? I don't know why she's telling people. That was so dumb. That was a funny moment though. Whenever she went onto the roof of the car, and Ken was like, "Hey, get back down here." But she was just mocking him, and he got super mad, and she like jumped to the next car. Yeah, but yeah, even though she was really good at doing that, you're still a human, so you need to chillax. You really need to chillax, man. You're doing way too much. And what was funny too, because since nobody else knows that she's a human, whenever Mud was talking to Kim, like, "Hey, what are you spazzing about? If she gets hurt, she'll be fine. If she loses a leg, just sew a new one on." And Ken got so mad he punched his head off, and then Breadhead had to grab it. I really want to know what Breadhead is. And the little teaser showing off like the merchandise you can buy, and also that it got greenlit because it did so well. The creator of the show and the director, he said that one of the things we're gonna find out in the series is Breadhead's older brother. I'm like, what even is Breadhead? Nobody else looks like him. I guess Ken like made him, I guess, but I don't know how. I mean, I guess we'll find that out. But yeah, he's like kind of wonky. I don't know where he came from, but I guess he has an older brother because they said we're gonna find out an older brother. Also, another unique thing is, I guess the punishment for messing with the heaven realm is to go into that infernal place where you're stuck in ice and you're just getting tortured all the time, and you just keep getting healed. So you're just stuck in constant torture. But I wonder how Ken knows, because that kind of seems like a place to where if you go there, you're kind of stuck there. So I don't know how you get out of there. Maybe he was there and he got out somehow. They do also say that we're gonna find out about Ken's ex-wife. So I wonder why they get broken up. I mean, maybe about his split personality whenever he starts spazzing out, because we saw that happen whenever he was talking to Mel. That was a really sweet scene, kind of sad too. Whenever they were like doing the plan, and she was like, "See, Ken, everything's going according to plan. Like I said, I got amazing intel. Uh huh. Uh huh. Are you proud of me? This plan is really nice. You proud of me?" Uh-huh. And then one of his brain switched to getting mad at her and started spazzing at her. He had to switch back. Maybe something like that happened. The only other thing I can think of to why maybe they broke up or got divorced was maybe she found out that Mel was a human and he's like raising the human that could take away the immortality. Maybe she did love Mel for the years that she did take care of her, so I won't rat her out, but I just can't stay with you. I don't know, maybe. Other than that, I can't really think of any other reason why they got divorced. I don't know what she looks like. Maybe, like I said, she might have regular skin or whatever, like everybody else. That'd be kind of unique. And then he also said that we're gonna find out about Mud's not black story, Mud's backstory. but Mud's black story. Mud's backstory, and he's already starting to fall apart too. So he's gonna probably look like some of the regular skeleton people that's walking around. And we see his skin just like dissolving, like acid or something. He looks rough. He looked mad rough. Another really unique thing that was happening in the little like hey, we're getting greenlit for the whole series is we saw Mel at the end of that trailer. Well, actually, we saw her a ton of times. There's this one shot of like this dude with like this helmet over his eyes, and we see a bunch of like red eyes popping up all over the place off to the side of him, and those kind of look like Mel. Then there was another shot of Mel in the Inferno, and she saw like a bunch of other Mels. And at the very end of that video, well, not at the end of the video, because halfway through the video it cuts to promoting the merchandise, but at the end of showing like the animation stuff, it showed Mel opening a bag with a skeleton of her in it. So the only thing I could think of in that moment is okay, they mentioned that every 10,000 years a human will be born. Maybe not again because he did kind of kill. Ken did kill that one really big bird, and I'm assuming hatched her. And okay, yeah, this is the end of the, well, this is the end of the video, but I'm gonna pause it right here and go and show some shots of the actual episode so you guys can actually see something because it's been 15 minutes, so I'll just pause it right here. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna go pause and get some up on the episode. So like I was saying before, they say every 10,000 years that a human is born. So I don't know what exactly year it is right now, but I'm assuming it's been maybe more than 10,000 years. I guess you can't die of old age. I guess you just stayed at regular age you are. Well, no, because everybody kind of just assumes Mel is just like them. And I'm pretty sure they see Mel she was a baby because we saw her as a baby in that one picture that he had, so that Ken had. So and maybe you just get to a certain age and you stop aging, or maybe you just keep getting older and older. But we don't ever see anybody that old in this universe. Now, like I said before, most of everybody besides the main crew are like these skeleton people walking around. So I don't know. I don't really know. I guess after a certain point, you just become a skeleton. You don't really age as a skeleton. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit wonky, but I'm assuming it's been at least a few 100,000 years, right? So at least multiple humans had to be born before Mill. So maybe in that sequence of her seeing like a multiples of herself in the Inferno, those are like all the other humans that died somehow before they were able to do what they had to do to take away the immortality. But then why do they all look exactly like her? They're not gonna look different. You get what I'm saying? And then that skeleton inside of the bag, it was an exact copy. Literally had her hair and everything, her bone structure. So why they're multiple? I guess maybe it's only specifically this, like whenever a human's born, it's gonna look like Mal for whatever reason. Who knows why? I don't really know. Or maybe it's like maybe like an Adam and Eve thing, and the Eve is born first before the Adam is born. I don't know. I do like how the eyes get like all white, like the Ninja Turtles, whenever they get serious or really mad. Also, I didn't really catch it at first, but I did notice that specifically they call the angels the birds. The birds that are flying around, those are the angels, and the robot ones are like the I forgot they were called not the Inferno, but yeah, whatever they call the robot ones, are called the robot ones. So I thought that was kind of like maybe that's a reason why they specifically called the birds or something. Did I get into my theory all the way about them? Like I guess the bird gave them the black hand, like the big one, to win these gladiator matches. I guess now they're just kind of stuck with the black hand and will give it back or something. I don't know. And then like that picture of the underwater town in the chains on top of another coliseum, maybe the Gaslight District is going to get levitated upwards to reveal what the chains are connected to underwater, or maybe it's going to flip around to where the Gaslight District goes underwater, and then we go. I mean, yeah, the Gaslight District goes underwater, and then what the chains are connected to come above water. Maybe maybe both just might go up high and come above water. I don't know. I don't really know. That's just something I was thinking about. It's like 50-50. Another thing with at the end of the episode was we see like a news warning that hey, the human is somewhere, we have to get somewhere. And at the end of the episode, I do like how she finally calls Ken dad because she gets really nervous because everybody's like calling her a liar and stuff since they had since everybody's calling her a liar since the human egg turned out to be a regular bird angel egg. So I'm thinking maybe the only way they can kind of spin this around is that the news warning is going to go up that the human is around here somewhere because we see that crime scene with all the blood on the street. So maybe they can be like, oh, we grabbed multiple eggs by accident and one of them must have fell and cracked, and that's the human with all the blood on the ground. We got the wrong egg by accident. Maybe that's what I could think of. But we do see a hook and it's gonna grab Jack, and Jack is gonna spill the beans. Who's casting that hook? We don't know. It could be someone in the Paradise Lost realm. It could be somebody in Gaslight District just fishing randomly, and maybe they're going specifically for Jack because maybe they know something about Mel too. Ooh, that'd be crazy. What if it's the ex-wife? Because they do say we're gonna figure out who the ex-wife is of Ken. Maybe it's the ex-wife of Ken, and she's like, maybe cementing isn't that good. Maybe she knows a way to permanently kill somebody even with the immortality. So she's just gonna go after everybody underground. I mean underwater to take them out. That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy reveal if that's the ex-wife hooking the people and bringing them up to like deal with them some sort of other way besides just cementing. And cementing people is wild though, because like I said, they just they heal. So they drown, they die, heal, drown. Like that's constant. That's constant. My goodness, man, that has to suck. That has to suck so much. That's just constant. And that's about everything I have to say for the Gaslight District. It's really good. I do recommend it. It's really funny to me too. It's a lot of funny moments. I haven't brought them all the way up, but this show is pretty funny. Animation is beautiful. I heard to see episode. I was gonna. My original plan was to wait until episode 2 came out. That was my original plan too. Before I talked about um Game Oververse or Google Knights of Guinevere, I was like, okay, I'll wait till episode 2 comes out, so I got more to talk about in just episode 1. But since this is indie, it's gonna take a long time for episode 2 to come out, especially for this, and it's so uniquely styled and everything. It was a really sweet moment whenever she was bleeding a lot from getting torn up by the bird, and she passed out after saying she'll become a member of the team, and Kim was just holding her, saying everything's gonna be okay. I'll make sure you never become just like us. And do you think that the bird was talking to Ken or Mel? When they got into that van to drive away from the heaven realm, the bird was like, "You belong to us." And we specifically see the camera zoom in on Ken, but you're obviously assuming that we're taught that she's talking about Mel because Mel did just run away from her. They were just talking, and Mel's the human, so wouldn't she belong to her, right? But the camera was on Ken, so I don't know if it's just like symbolism or maybe Ken is more that meets the eye with him. Maybe he used to be up there and he's something unique with him too. Maybe he nah, no. I was gonna say maybe he's a past human, but that wouldn't make any sense because we do see him heal. we do see him heal, so that wouldn't make too much sense too. I do like this one part whenever she's laughing and the screen goes black and we see the ha 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 in the cold. That was kind of cool. I do like that. I'm gonna rewind it because it didn't show it too well, but that was pretty cool. But we see that breath because they're in the freezer. But I think that's just about everything I have to say. I don't know if I'm going to do episode reviews for each new episode that comes out, but if something, I guess I'll do the same way I did. I know I want to do reviews for Lackadaisy. I want to try to do episode reviews for those, but for Knights of Guinevere, it's 50-50. I'm still thinking about that if I want to do episode reviews. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this. I guess I'll do it the same way I did for the Digital Circus. Whenever episode comes out, I don't normally talk about it unless it's really big. Like the second to last episode was so crazy. Before the movie came out, I was like, okay, I got to talk about this, so I did a video about it. So yeah, if it's something crazy in an episode, I'll talk about it. But other than that, each episode comes out, I'll just watch it. I just watch it. I guess it'd be whatever. And I wonder how she got all this information about the Heaven Realm and stuff. I'm assuming everybody knows about it, but she got the info, was conducting the docs in the beginning, so I was like, I wonder how she got all that. I would like to show that one scene I was talking about with like all the other males off to the side. I don't know if those are supposed to be males. In the Inferno, you can definitely see they're wearing the same outfit, but it's that one dude like. Also, it's not this episode. It's like the greenlit. We get the whole season, but I'll show it. I'll show it. Let me rewind it really quickly. I mean, let me go to the other video to show that. Oh, actually, before I go to that video, I was thinking about something. I wonder what. I wonder why sometimes some things heal and other things don't heal. Because, for example, we see on Ken, he has some stitches on his arm. We see the skin is like all the way off his other arm. So those things don't heal. I mean, they heal the way they don't kill him, but they don't heal to where his skin is back on his arm. But in the beginning, remember Jack, he lit him up. He lit Ken, Breadhead, and Mud up, full of bullet holes. And the bullet hole inside of Ken in his head, it healed. Now, whenever he was before he got cemented, we saw the bullet hole stay in his head the whole scene he was in, so it didn't heal there. But then when we cut to him underwater, it's healed up. And then when we go over to the shop, we see it healed. We see all the bullet holes and kin heal. So I'm like, okay, why did the bullet holes heal and not the arm? That might just be like, obviously they don't want to animate a bunch of holes in kin and mud and all the they're like those holes are gonna be stuck in them all the time. That'd be annoying. That would definitely be annoying, just them full of holes all the time. Like, come on, it's probably just that. I'm thinking way too much into it. But I was thinking about that a little bit. I was like, I wonder why that healed and the other things didn't. I was like, I guess maybe there's something unique about that, or maybe now I don't know, or just I'm not about to animate a bunch of holes and everybody. That'd be annoying. That'd be super annoying. Let me go to the other thing I was talking about. You know what? Now that I get a better look at it, I think these are just birds. I don't think those are males. Never mind. I feel kind of stupid now. I feel kind of stupid. I think these are just birds next to this guy. I thought there was like multiple males, just like in the Inferno scene whenever we see her standing there. But I think those are just birds. I feel kind of dumb now. I don't think those are males. There's that one scene of Mel like slamming Mud's head in the ground. I mean, on the table like over and over and over again. I wonder what Mud did for that to happen. Because he's going crazy on him. But yeah, that's about it. If I do forget anything I wanted to say specifically, I'll just write it down in the comics. I'll try to find some sort of edits. I do want to try to find the one scene. Oh, I just realized when we go underwater and we see the chains connected to another city that's connected to the Gaslight District, we see a gigantic hand holding the city that the chains are connected to. I wonder what that's about. Y'all see this? I just noticed that. I wanted to show the chains connected, but I didn't notice the hand. See, the chains are connected to the top where the gaslight district is, and we kind of see a skull and an eye. I'm really fascinated about this world. I can't wait to get more into it. I can't wait to get more into it. But okay, that's about everything I have to say for you guys today. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I thank all of you women human beings. I hope you all have a God bless day. So that's night. All right, bye bye. I guess I'll end it off on the shot of yeah, I'll end it off on the shot near the end of the episode whenever they get the outfits on to trick the guard. Cause that was a cool shot. That was a really cool shot. I liked it a lot. I'm trying to think of something else, but I can't. Honestly, can't think of anything else to say. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to just ramble for no reason. Before I saw the ending shot, I would like to show the Mal laughing scene because that was pretty cool. Come on, you can't tell me this isn't cool. I did see some videos of people breaking down the weird language we'll see every now and again in the background, but I haven't really watched those videos. Also, those bug things can actually die, and those are the things that everybody eats here. But I guess the immortality is only specifically for well, I was gonna say humans, but well, I guess technically aren't everybody else just humans? But I guess they have the immortality thing, so it makes it weird. But everybody else, but Mel's like the actual regular human, like she's the regular human. But okay, let me we'll wind it back to try to get that one scene. I'll just pause it because now I'm just rambling. I can't find it. Okay, I found the shot. One thing I do want to say before I end it is I wonder if anybody ever finds it weird that Mel is completely okie dokie because everybody's a skeleton thingy. We also see that the only people with flesh are these guys, but even them, they're kind of jacked up too. So Mel has nothing wrong with her. Now I know Ken is like overprotective of her, which does make sense based on what's going on in the show. It's not just a classic, overprotective father. If someone finds out, it's a game over. They're gonna go after Mel, but still, even with his overprotectiveness, nobody finds it weird that maybe we do see that later on. Maybe that's who Mel was talking about, and maybe some people do find it weird that she's completely okie dokie, no cuts, no bruises, no nothing. She wears the mummy sort of outfit to cover up her whole body. Nobody else really does that. I mean, it's just an outfit, but nobody else really does that. Still, maybe somebody might find it weird, and we see them later on, but who knows? I guess we'll see. But okay, bye. See y'all later in episode 2. Something crazy happens in episode 2. I'll make a video about it. Bye bye.